Shabbat Shalom to all of you. This Shabbat we have a very interesting parasha. It is called Shelach Lecha, the one that will send out. I recommend you that you always, when you read this portion, go to the Devarim, has referred to the book of Deuteronomy, and start reading from chapter 1, verse 22, because they're going to give you a parallel. And there are certain differences in the two different narratives. The Arsei has solved the problems, we call it that problems, in a way that we're going to see that they are trying to match this idea about the scouts or the spies, the meraglim are called too. The word that is used in the book of Numbers is tur. No, what it means is to go and sightseeing. Like you have here a tour guide. That idea, sightseeing, scouting. But in Deuteronomy, they're going to be used. The Moshe Rabbeinu used the word spies. There is a difference between one and the other. In this parasha, you're going to see the word tur is used for the spies, and also at the end, for the 6s, is used the word tur. And had the idea about advancing and going someplace or looking at something that is not the right thing. But at this moment, I would like to change completely this teaching subject. I'm going to look at from a different point of view. You have heard and you read back the issues back other years, and many of the rabbis and sages, they're constantly talking about the spies and what happened and what they did on this and that, the psychological way, they do it in different levels. As you know, we have this way of interpreting scriptures in 4 levels. We call it pardes, or the garden, or the orchard. And this pardes, we have a P for peshat. That means it's direct, the literal meaning. Then you have the remez, or the hint, the idea. And then you have the drash. That is usually what we do during the Shabbat when we share the Word of God and we make a picture and we develop a team. And basically there is another level. This is the level that is supposedly the most elevated level, and it's the sod. And you can translate it as something secretive or something mystical, something that has been hidden, and I want to mix everything, because we talk circular, and you sometimes get tired with me because I repeat myself over and over. But the way that I speak circular, I don't speak all in the same level. What I am trying to do is that you go like those stairs, spiral stairs that you go up and up and up and up. Okay, that's my idea. Even that we go back to the same point, but we are higher. What it means that we have increased our level of understanding. When you were a child, what you did, you thought, you played, you did everything like a child. Then you start maturing, and you start seeing things in different way. And you start understanding things in a more deep way. The saddest part is that many of us, we do not like to grow up. We are very comfortable being children, because when you are a child, you do not have responsibilities, or basically you depend on the others. But when you start becoming an adult person, finally, you need to be responsible not only for your actions, but you need to be responsible for your community, because that's the reason that we exist. for the benefit of our community. Not for personal benefit, but for us to give. You know, most of the religion, they teach you just the opposite. You know, a supreme being came here to save you, and the whole thing is working for you as individual, and that way, you know, everything works for you. And it's just the opposite. Our Creator brought us here for a reason. There is always in our Creator a purpose. And this is what I want that you start shaking. Very quickly, in this parasha, there are different themes, but all of them, in my understanding, they are related. Okay? And they are related in this way. When finally, it is the Creator that okays giving the order to Moshe that it's okay for the people go and scout the land and to bring you a report about different things, how the land is really prosperous, productive, who are the inhabitants there, how the cities, how they are there with walls, so they are open, you know, all of that. Why? Because Israel has been given the land. But the land needs to be conquered by Israel. You know, the Creator gave us, but we need to do the work. In the 21st century, we are seeing that right now happening before our own eyes with Israel. Israel started with a little piece of land that they gave it to them by the United Nations as a favor to the survival of the Shoah and all the injustice that have been committed to the Jewish people. You know, there was a small window of opportunity that the world felt guilty of the atrocities that they did against our people. You know? And finally, they allow us to go back home, Eretz Israel. But they gave us little pieces, and we were happy with the little pieces because we were back. Remember, there has been always the Arabs that they don't want peace with Israel. Never has been the opposite. Okay? And then little by little, they start with wars that are happening. Not because Israel started, but because the Arabs started, and everything that they tried to do backfired to them. Why? Because they were not fighting against Israel. They were fighting against Adonai Sebaot, Baruch Hashem, the Lord of the armies. Then here, send these people, and he's going to choose 12, one per each tribe that are part of the army, and the Nasi, they're going to choose the chieftains, like the princes, and they were going to be the most strong, carefully people, chiefs that he want to choose, the best of the crop. And he's going to choose on these people. And choosing these people, you are going to see something. That in the choosing these people, not all of them, quote unquote, were pure land. In other words, they were not Israelites by blood, native-born Israelites, but they were non-Israelites. And one of the cases, the most notable case, is no more than less Caleb. Caleb was son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite. If you go with me, only for the sake of making a point, let's go to chapter 14 of the book of Judges. I'm sorry, in the book of Joshua. Oh, I am here. And you're going to see, for example, verse 6. Okay? Verse 6, they say, 14:6. Some sons of Judah came to Joshua at Gilgal, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, more clear cannot be, said to him, okay, verse 14. And hence Hebron down to the present day has remained the heritage of Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite. This to tell you that Caleb was not an Israelite in the sense of blue blood, but he was an Israelite because he assimilated to Israel, and at the end, all his family, all his tribe will be assimilated completely to the tribe of Judah. Hebron was a place that was given to them. And you can read more. You can see a little bit more. You can see, for example, in Numbers 32:11. Now, if you go to Numbers 32:11, what it says here. For they have followed me absolutely, except for Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite. Okay, and I can put it, and then you can go to 1 Chronicles, chapter 2, 4, and you're going to see the line of Caleb. Interestingly enough, Caleb, that is the term that they use for dog. Dog, what is the dog? The most, I will say, friendly, the best friend for men. You know, the word Caleb too can be Kilev, you know, from the heart. And this name usually was used for other people, not for Israelites. No, dog, to say dog, you know. It sounds not sometimes too good, all depending how you use it. But here is what is important. There were only of the 12 chieftains, the Nazis, only 2 came back in a positive way. The other 10 brought a very negative report. And as you say, I have told this before, the report that they could give it in a very private way, they came screaming to everybody and destroying the motivation and the spirit of the people of Israel to the point that Israel lost their nerve. And they wanted to choose a new leader and to go back again to be slaves in Egypt. This is the very special people that our Creator has chosen, our people. That to tell you that sometimes we are not as special as we think we are. Well, chapter 15, okay? In here, in chapter 15, is a very interesting look. Doesn't look like a twist, but it comes again what we call the offerings. Suddenly comes the offerings. Remember, at the end of chapter 14, they trying to redeem themselves for what they did, and they trying to fight a war on their own power, and they failed terribly. And Moshe Rabbeinu warned them not to do that, you know. And this is a picture that to tell us, without the Creator, you cannot do anything. And that comes to my mind what we read the last week in the Haftorah, in Zechariah 4:6. Not by power, not by might, but my spirit, say the Lord. You know, this is all together. But in chapter 15, we're going to talk about now, the Lord talked to Moses telling him, to the Israelites, they need to, when they arrive to the land, they need to do certain things, and they need to bring certain offerings. Now, if you're a little careful, they're going to give you the different offerings. And then let's start from verse 11. It's almost all the chapters are going to bring the same idea. But let's start from chapter 11. And he said, and this is the way that you need to proceed, with each one of the bulls and all for the sacrifices, for the all the animals that you need. Verse 12. According to the numbers of animals that you do the korbanot, you need to offer them in a way that also with a mincha, for each animal. Verse 13. Every land, every native, we will call it, the word is asrach. That means a person that comes from the land, there's a native. Every native, will need to follow this procedure with all of them, with the offerings, fire, and the small fragrance, and all these things. Now, verse 14. And this is very important, how it's translated and what it says. Okay? Behi yigur. In other words, a ger, a foreigner, somebody who is not an Israelite. Okay? Who is very interesting, they say, Behi yeger ishen ger o asher betochem. Is somebody who is sojourning, okay, who is a foreigner, okay, and dwells among you. He has the responsibility to do the same thing that you do. This is very important, to have the responsibility to do exactly what you do. Then, how they are going to know what they need to do? Who is going to teach them? The citizens. Okay? Continue. Okay? And he needs to do exactly the same thing. Verse 15. Okay? In verse 14, he said that you need to tell them, because they are going to do what you do. No, basically. Verse 15. In reference, with the kahal, the community, the congregation of Israel. There is the same decree. Let me tell you. Hakahal huka ahat. There's going to be only one statue. Only one statue. Okay? Lechem belager hager hukat olam ledorotam. They're going to be for you and the foreigner. Sometimes there are certain translations that they say the proselytes. Supposedly they converted, because the religion, they love to convert people. The only thing that you need to do, you need to transform your heart and go directly to the Creator. That conversion to one religion to another religion makes nothing. It's what you really have the Creator with you, that He is with you. That is what is important. Have you been called by Him? Are you responding to Him? That's the idea. No, how many religions you follow. And he say, Okay, hukad olam ledoroteihem. Kachen, kagar, yigye lifnei Adonai. And will be the same status for you and the foreigner. The same status. It's not that you are going to be here, okay, and the foreigners are going to be here. Do you know right now our dear rabbis has invented this law, and there are many Gentiles now that are following the call it the Noahic, the Noahide teaching, that the only thing that they need to do to be right before the Creator is to follow the 7 laws of Noah. And I say to people, without trying to dispute anything, only to think for yourself. Where in the scriptures say that the Gentiles only need to follow the Noahide laws, and where say that only the Israelites need to follow the Torah? Where? Secondly, where are those Noahide laws? It's totally a rabbinical deduction. What is good? And they want to teach you to look and to live accordingly with, at least with moral values. It's good. I am not against what I am saying it is, but that's not what the Torah teach. Please don't misunderstand me. I am not against those statutes, those Noahide statutes. I am not saying that they are not good. What I am saying to you is they are not prescribed in the Torah for the Gentiles, for the Goyim. And you read the whole chapter 15 and repeat over and over again. You have made only one statute, only one ordinance for the Jew and for the Gentile. And you won't put them under. You are going to be with them, and you are going to show them, and you are going to teach them to live accordingly. This is what this community is all about. In this community, we are not trying to tell you, my religion is better than your religion. In this community, we are not trying to tell you, my God is better than your God. You know why? Because there is only one God. Blessed be his name. You know, I don't know what side of your God is better than my God. You know? It's like the 2 children saying, my daddy is better than your daddy. You know? It's two brothers fighting against each other. My daddy is better than your daddy, and it's the only one daddy. Which daddy? Well, this is something that to me has been hidden in the simple understanding of the Torah. And we go beyond, I told you from the parties, we are going to the simple literal understanding, and we go deeper and deeper and deeper. And you know why? It's because by the essence of the Creator, when he created the human being, when he created Adam and Eve, when he created the human beings, what makes us humans and what makes us different to the rest of his creation was when he sent us his Ruach to each one of us. That is what makes us different to the rest of the creation. Put us in a different level than all the rest of the creation, to the point that in Bereshit they say that Adam was given the order to be the take care, the supervisor of the creation. And our failure has been that from that moment. And we keep failing. You know, who are the only ones that are destroying the land, the earth? Are not the animals, are not the plants, are not the minerals. Who are destroying the land? Who is destroying the earth? They told us to take care of the land, and we are destroying the land. And we don't need a religion to know that. But the Creator gave us, to all of us, the same value as human beings. And here there is not a sense of you have more value than he has more value. For the Creator, all of us, we are equal. Because all of us, we are his children. You know, B'nai Elohim, B'nai Adam. When we are sons of the Creator, we have a role that is important to play. When we are humans, B'nai Adam, we are here in this earth to fulfill the purpose that the Creator has given to us. But we are our worst enemies. We do not need extra enemies. We can destroy ourselves easily. And we have come to the situation today in which right now, because of our great advance in technology, we are in the position that we can destroy ourselves immediately. Only one little hydrogen bomb or whatever we have right now is so advanced. We can break the world in two. Then our worst enemies are ourselves. And the Creator gave this to Israel. Why he has chosen Israel? You see, I have been talking to you about our God is a God of order, but it's also a God of purpose. And when he gives order, and he chooses roles, it's not for the reason to make you miserable, but to make us more effective. We don't see it in that way today, because we want a position, not because as Moshe Rabbeinu was a responsibility to take care of the people, even that he didn't call to be one of them. He didn't want to be one of them. He was called to do it. But we want a position to look better than anybody else. Instead, to look at ourselves a calling as a responsibility to those who they have less than us. We sought to have a position as a privilege to be over everybody else and not to be like anybody else. When we look for a position, it's to be served and not serving others like the Creator wanted. The failure of Israel is when they constantly change the idea that we are more special than other people. And when we don't see ourselves that we have been chosen and we need to be like a Moshe Rabbeinu, the most humble man on all the earth. And we need to take our calling in a humbling experience, not an attitude of pride and being better than anybody else. It's not our superiority who give us the right to destroy everybody. If we are superior, give us the right to make everybody okay. If we have power, let's use that power for the right reason. Not to be destructive, but to unite, to help other people. By the way, Israel is a country who does that all the time in this time. Being the little bitty Israel helps more humanity than all the greatest nations of the world. Gives more than United States, Russia, and the European countries. In anything that happens, a tragedy that happens, Israel is the first one to be there helping. And he's not asking a help, and even goes to the enemies. This is why we are different. When we follow the principle of the Torah, when we follow the simple 10 commandments, no more, no less. You don't need more. If you follow the simple 10 commandments, you have it. But no, we want to enhance ourselves and to try to demonstrate that we are better than others. You know, you don't need to demonstrate anybody that you are better than others, because you silent doing and being righteous, you are better than anybody else. When you help and do good to others, you don't need to announce it in the newspapers. You don't need to say, look at what I am doing with my money. I know many Jewish philanthropics that they give a lot of money and you don't even know their names. They don't need to boast about how much they give. Only those ones that they want to, look at how much I'm giving you. Look at how much I have. They're getting the honor to themselves. And the honor is to our Creator. Blessed be His name. Well, here is what is important that you understand about this parasha that our rabbis sometimes don't want to talk. They fight with you about, and they try to demonstrate you, and they tell you that you're wrong when you say that Caleb was no Israelite. And they go around and around and around, they twist it, they say, but really was Othniel and was not Othniel, and was the father, was not the father, Jephunneh was only the adoptive father. That sounds like in Christianity, when they try to say that Yeshua's father was not Joseph, was the adoptive father. You know, all the theologians, they try to twist the word of the Creator. Let's listen the word for what He say. Don't make it up. But anyway, here is the picture that's so beautiful that is being given to us from the beginning. There are only two people of that generation that is going to go to the promised land. Not even Aaron or Moshe Rabbeinu will go to the promised land. Our greatest leaders. But two supposedly small leaders who they don't have too much name. A Gentile and Israelite. From the tribe of Judah is going to be Caleb, who is a Gentile and he represented the tribes of the tribes. That need to give you a picture to you right now if you don't want to see it, to think about it. And from the other side, you have from the tribe of Ephraim, the Ephraimites. You have Hoshea, Ben Jephunneh, that then Moshe Rabbeinu will change his name for Yehoshua, but it means Yeshua, for those what they don't know, because He will save. The Creator will save. And you have, if you know a little bit about the history of Israel, was divided in two empires, the south and north. The empire of the south was Judah. The empire of the north was called Israel. No? Israel disappeared. Finally, bringing back when we found the state of Israel. But until that time, there was no the term Israelites that were walking here on earth. Most of us, we were called Jews from the tribe of Yehudah. Now it's called Israel. By the way, let me tell you something. I learned something from some of my friends, Israelite friends, because we were talking about this with the Jews, and one of them said to me, an Israelite, she said, I am not a Jew, I am an Israelite. And I started scratching myself in the head. What is he trying to say? Because he is more is Jewish, totally the way that he talks, the way that they believe in us. She said, the Jews are those ones who were in the diasporas. Israel are those ones who are in the land. We were born here. We are Sabras. And what is the difference, I say? We are fighting for Israel. We believe in Israel. Those ones who are in the diaspora, like me, you look Israel from away, but you need to come back here. It's interesting. Some of them that tell me to come back, they're here. But it's okay. It's easy to talk. But the truth of the matter is here you have from the tribe of Judah, a Gentile, and from the tribe of Ephraim, Israel, you have an Israelite. And they are the only ones that are going to come from that generation past to conquer the promised land. And look at this picture. You have an Israelite, and you have a Goyim, a Gentile. This is the picture that the Creator wanted to give us from the beginning. Do you remember when I talked to you on Shavuot and before Shavuot in the portion about when they gave us the Torah in Jethro, when we received the Torah in Har Sinai? And our sages tell us that we received the Torah not in Har Moriah, but we receive it in the middle of nowhere. Why? Because the Torah is not only for the people of Israel. Israel was only the ones that were going to be the deliverers of the Torah to the rest of humanity. They were the transmitting of the Torah. That is the reason that Israel was called Or Legoyim, lie to the Gentiles. Why the lie? The lie of the Torah, given to the Gentiles. That was the role, the purpose of Israel, a country, a people, a nation of priests and kings. Why kings? Because they were going to give it to all of them. And on what is the failure of Israel? The failure of Israel was that they didn't gave the Torah to the rest of humanity. Needed to come somebody very special. Rabbi Yeshua ben Joseph, better known as Yeshua. In the Gentile world, they know him as Jesus. And many people think his name is Jesus Christ. Like Christ is his last name. There are people that are very ignoramus, so you need to accept that. You cannot replace that. But basically what it means, Yeshua ben Joseph came with a purpose and came with a task. What happened at the time of Yeshua? All Israel had gone away, ran away from the truth. They had a pompous religion. They had a pompous mikdash or temple. But it was totally empty of the presence of the Creator. Why? Because they had desire to follow the religion of men instead to follow the revelation of the Creator. They have put the Torah aside and they have created their own Torah, the human Torah. And the human Torah was more important than the Torah that our Creator was giving to us. the one that Creator was giving to us, we call it Shevistach, the written Torah. And the other one that was created by men is called the Shevial Peh, the oral Torah. And that oral Torah took more importance than the Shevistach, to the point that if they added whatever they could add to the oral Torah, will correct the Shevistach. Something that exactly the Torah tells us not to do. But then they got a little higher power or authority. And in the personal authority, trying to read certain lines in the Torah, to trying to say that they have the authority to change the Torah. And the Torah tells you totally the opposite. Our Creator doesn't contradict himself. We are the one that we are a little cuckoo, mechugas. And sometimes we fail to do the right thing. And you're going to see that when Yeshua came, exactly the same thing. He complained, he confront, more than complain, confront the status quo of the time. He confront the religious status of the time. You know, the organized religion. He confronted the organized religion. That was the reason that he was killed. He never talked against the Romans, or he never talks against the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Totally the contrary. He spoke in favor, and most of the new scholars among the Jewish people, they're going to tell you that Yeshua was a Jew of the Jews, and is still a Jew of the Jews, because through him, history of the world has changed. For good or bad, has changed. And how it has changed? Because he came back as a symbol of Mashiach, the Messiah, bringing us back to Torah. That is one of the most important characteristics of the Mashiach. Bringing back his people to Torah, to the point that he didn't go to the Gentiles. He never spoke to the Gentiles. He spoke to his people. And there were many of them who followed him. Not like most of the religions today, they want to teach you that nobody followed Yeshua. Totally the contrary. What happened there after the time, he was totally made up. They destroyed whatever he brought to us. And they made up something that he never said. And they put words in his mouth that he never said. And how we know that? Very simple. Because he himself said that he has come to keep the Torah, to announce the Torah, and nobody going to change it, won't pass away. One little jot, one little point of the Torah, until everything is fulfilled. He says, it's written there, many of the people who rewrote these things and put certain things that right from him, you know, they didn't realize, because they didn't know what the depth and meaning of this message. And the simple thing is, he has not come to change or to destroy the Torah. How can people say that he did this and did that against the Torah? What he confront was not the Torah. What he confront was the Mesorah of the time, the tradition that they had changed the understanding of the Torah. What is very different. And by the way, he was not the only rabbi who did that. If you open the Talmud, you are going to find many parts that the rabbis, they discuss among themselves, and they have opposite opinions. And they don't kill one to the other because they have different opinions. But this is the problem with religion. Religion is fanaticism. Religion is being narrow-minded. Religion means that you do not believe in God. Do you believe in yourself and in what your doctrines and your ideas they have been given to you? That's the reason that I have come to you, asking you to change your paradigm. Break those things that are holding you back. Think for yourself. Don't let others do your thinking. Search for the truth. What Yeshua say? You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What is the real understanding of that statement? Not from the Greek side, but from the side that our Creator has brought it to us. You know, the euphemistic way, at that time of Yeshua, already the name of the Creator couldn't be pronounced because, to me, a misinterpretation and over-reverence to the name of the Creator. You know, you shall not use my name in vain. Then the Rabbi, to be sure, you know, the Teriag, the 613 laws, and what they do, a sayag, a fence around them. And they made this fence. In case that you do not do something or mispronounce or you do something against the name of the Creator in the wrong way, from now on, we cannot pronounce his name. And we use euphemistic terms. And in this case, Yeshua is doing exactly that. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. If you are Greek mentality, you look at truth as a bunch of knowledge and doctrines that you can try to learn or assimilate. But if you look from the perspective of the Hebrew scriptures and from the Mashiach, you're going to see that who is true, who is emunah. The Creator is the truth of everything. Then you can understand in the, you shall know the Creator. You shall know Adonai. And He is the one that will make you free. Not your doctrines, not your religion, not your actions, but your relationship with the Creator. Then what are we can see at this time in this parasha? That many of our sages has passed over because they don't want to look at that. It's about that Israel was chosen for a special reason. They had a role and purpose to fulfill. And every time that Israel goes away from that purpose, it's not only that Israel suffers, the world suffers. And we as Israelites, as Jews, we need to realize that. I know there are many of you that you were not born Jewish, but you have accepted to be one, to be part of Israel. Why? Because you have heard the calling of the Creator, and He has transformed your heart and has made you look in different way. And here in chapter 15 say that you are not different to the rest of Israel. You are part of Israel because you have made that decision to follow the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are only one. We are one Echad. There are not two, but we are one people. May the Lord bless you. Shabbat Shalom.